Hello there everyone, and welcome back to House Durrandon. Let's go ahead and see what has happened since last time. I do believe, it goes quite a while in between the turns, but I do believe that we should be ready now to maybe lay down some law against House Gardner. Oh. King Durrandon of the Stormlands, mighty high of you to point out my attack when you yourself did the very same thing to House Gardner. Besides, upon sacking of the Eyrie, we discovered plans for a joint invasion of my people. Primarily led by the Arryns. You may want to reconsider maps in the future. For now, for we now share a border. It might make it easier for peace to flourish. God, he has some bloody guts, doesn't he, King Roderick Bolton? Pfft. So it talks about my attack. Yes, point. Oh, my attack. What? Do he not know what happened at the Bronze Gate? My family was slaughtered by a House Gardner, and the fact that the war started before the scenario actually began. That there was actually... I did not declare war and did some kind of sneak attack on House Gardner. I attacked him in full broad daylight because there was war in between us already from the start. A large part of the scenario is the fight in between House Gardner and House Durrandon, because we are the two biggest factions to begin with. But no, yes, he allocates that with his sneak attack while he was playing both of the factions in the north, and his sneak attack on House Arryn and the complete destruction, more or less, of that faction. I'm not entirely sure if House Arryn is still alive, because he's at least taken his capital. So I'm not sure that he wants to put himself in the same shoes as me, that he wants to stand shoulder to shoulder, rub shoulders with his brothers. Pfft, stay in the north, you absolute barbarian. Oh, I am the highest in military, but that's only because my military is the only one currently not being used. Financially, the Wildlings are the biggest, and then population, we've got House Gardner, with me is the second. And overall, House Gardner is number 1, but I am third. So it might, you know what? It might be interesting to see how this ranking, AI faction, human faction, so... House Gardner is still on top. Lannister is closing in. I seem to have dwindled a bit. So is Martell. I was hoping more for like Martell going straight up. But if we go over to maybe military, we'll see a different story. So, what's it called? Okay, so I'm gonna have to be very careful around Bolton. Look at them army increasing like that. And look at House Arryn. They've fallen completely flat until almost, you know, completely down to nothing. They're rising a bit, so that seems that they're still alive a bit. I believe the only reason why Arryn is still alive is because House Stark, the player of House Stark, came back, and that upset the status quo, the balance in the north, which meant that he basically, I believe House Stark forced Bolton to stop the attack. But it was kind of too late already because Arryn has nothing left. But yeah, clearly House Bolton is not the rightful heir of the Arryn or the Vale. Or the Ire, and I would see House Arryn restored to the former glory. I need to make contact with them with my with my diplomat. See if we can get him around here. I think the last sort of place is down here somewhere. I saw it in his video that he was fighting some people down here because he hadn't even. The thing is, the Boltons say that there was supposedly launched an attack on his land when the Vale wasn't even completely conquered by House Erin. So that's false information, fake news, as some might say. Oh yes, what was that? Let's see. Yes. So we've taken a look at that, and yes, I want to see. They have captured. They still hold this, and they're pushing out here. Harvest Hall, Ashford. Let's see. Okay, so they moved the troops from these two, and instead they've got a large force around here, and then Long Table, and then an army here. But they cannot march to save Appleton from Ori Dondarrion's attack. Did all their forces go down there? Wait, look at... Aha! I guess he realized what was going on, and so he sent his forces over here. Well, we've got the King's force, and so what I can do, I can draw back the navy, and I can board the King's force. Where's the King? The King... What? Wait. He's dead? Trump died? He died peacefully though. Durrandon the 6th has died, and Durrandon the 7th Storm King takes over after him. And after him, we only have Shireen Durrandon. So I'm not entirely sure who will succeed after, unless Shireen... I don't think queens can rule. So I guess whoever she marries will be king. So we're in a bit of a problem there. We don't need the catapults. To march down, but we're gonna need a force. Yes. I was gonna build a tower here. The question is if I have... No, I did not have move enough to make... I guess... Who will then... You... Penrose? Renly Penrose? Yeah, Renly Penrose is a better commander of men, so he will take charge of that, and then Penrose will move the forces down there, get on the ship, and then move to strike them as they march into that. This unit is gonna... yes, this. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the entire army, gonna deselect the catapult, we're gonna move them over there, we're gonna attack the castle. Yes! We're gonna lay the siege, then the catapult comes up and joins the army. Relationship worsens, and it is war. They've moved their force there, hoping to... I guess they were trying to get me to attack this. But I'm not going for, because you really need to go for the armies. There's still some problem here, because we don't really have a super advantage here, because my forces are being spread out all over the place. I'm gonna build a tower here. And then, why don't you come here as well, and then later on the catapults will join them here. This force will join here. Hopefully they won't be able to... They have a catapult here, but I don't think it has the range maybe to march over there. They could have a march over there. So this army, once it's being victorious there, I'm not sure what we're gonna do. But it could be dangerous. I'm gonna move more men up here, just in case. This army is gonna land on the ship, and so on. These guys gonna have to sit there, and we're gonna have to move this force then to to join up there, or march towards that direction instead of going down south. And they're gonna get these archers as well. And then this force doesn't really need its knights. So the knights are gonna go with this army as well, and they're gonna march. They're gonna be at that castle within one turn. And unless these guys have catapults, that means that I should be able to hold out there long enough. And then these guys will come and attack over here. And yes. I've got my spy here. It's not so important what we need to know down here. We want to keep him in this area. I don't want to move any further, so we're gonna keep him here to keep an eye on what these have, because they have a lot of troops here. This spy needs to be here to keep an eye on what's going on here. And this guy needs to stay here to check these guys. They're just slowly sieging these till they surrender, it seems. So, yes. Yes. Probably might need to reinforce that area. Now this becomes unhappy. Question is where to recruit troops. Probably here. Or maybe here. We need just more spearmen, I guess, to be coming into this region. And yes. Oh, wait, has he taken Old Town? Yes, he has taken Old Town. What glorious day. And it's taken Black Crown as well. So, I don't know if Martel clearly didn't need my help, really. Because he's taken Old Town, he's taken this place as well. He's not taken this yet, but he's focusing on fighting Gardner. So Gardner has lost this. Wait. Has Gardner lost? It still says there, but Marder, isn't that? Have they lost? Have Martel taken the capital? Have they taken the capital? Huh. That's very interesting. But without further ado, I think we need to conduct some battles. We'll start off with this one. Attempt the night attack. There's no point. Let's go ahead and fight it, because that's part of the rules, so you have to fight them. And yeah, let's see how this goes. Well, I've got a full stack army against a single unit. Shouldn't be too hard to figure out who's going to win this. It's just about making sure that we don't lose too many men. Gonna have the catapult down here. Shoot a hole through the wall. Gonna have the longbowmen. They can probably shoot up on the wall, and then just have all my men ready to march in under Durrandon. Right, let's start it off. Start the battle. And open a hole in this wall. No, yes. You know what? Stop. Could I break the wall with just one catapult? I can't remember. Maybe. Oh. Maybe it's better to shoot at the gate. Oh, this is gonna take forever. Silly me. Silly me. I thought that maybe I could break the wall, but maybe the wall is too hard to break. And so I'm better off Just trying to break down the gate instead. Start off by moving the entire army around. How silly is House Durrandon? I can't really see if it's breaking down. Do we have a shit unit I can send forward? Well, I guess the longbowmen can gain some ground and see if they can maybe get close enough to fire upon these men. Close enough at least to see what kind of percentage we're taking on the gate. I'd imagine the gate wouldn't really be able to stand against a lot of these large boulders that we're flinging at the wall, or at the gate. I mean, a lot of sellswords in this army. We've got our pikemen, the general, all the spear sergeants. Let's see if we can gain a little bit more. Oh, did they open it, or was it just like a? Come on, let's speed this up. Oh, they didn't. Why didn't they not go forwards? I told them to go forwards. Oh, there we go. 96%, and the gate is open. And the enemy is already running all the way back to hide inside the castle, right? Get archers up, and I think the swordmen are the best to cut them down. Or we can bring everything. Bring everything! And then we speed it up, and as we go along. Now, the other fight is going to be more troublesome. And then I am going to have to send some letters. Am I not around? Congratulate House Martell, possibly warn them of Bolton. Then House Gardner. I'm gonna use the fact that they put their men so close to my border as part of my intervention, but also to seek revenge for Bronzegate, which is this lore thing that happened before sort of the time. That's why Bronzegate is why House Gardner is so large, because they were able to gain so much land from defeating House Durrandon at the Bronzegate. I can't remember what the war was called, but they defeated us there, and it was kind of a massacre, if I recall correctly when I read it. And now this war that we really start off with, or sort of start in the beginning of this, is a war sort of to reclaim lost glory for the fact that we were defeated by by the enemy House Gardner. But because of the fact that the first host of this had not really read up on the campaign at all, he had instituted a rule which I thought was very unnecessary, at least for my faction. He thought sort of that we could play this without. It's sort of what I got from it was that he wanted it to be open in a sort of lore manner, but at the same time we should roleplay. So I'm not sure and clearly not everyone followed it. So I'm not sure there. Anyways, let's see if we can shoot these people down. Okay, they're coming out. Send our cell swords forwards to cut them down. The charge of the cell swords. Hold your fire. And let the cell sword spill the blood of our foes. It's only a small town garrison. Brave of them to stand up against an entire army and to try and hold this. See if I can get my general in among there. Maybe I will be able to just break them to the point where they rout, because they're, as you can see, they are shaken now. And once they rout, I think the battle should be over, shouldn't it? I'm moving some archers around to maybe shoot them in the back. I've got my catapults there as well. I draw them in maybe... Oh, there goes the general. Or the captain of the guard. And they're broken. And clear victory. We lost 4 men. And they lost 84. 61 remaining. And that was the battle of... Or the siege of... I can't remember what place we took. We will ransom them. Oh, House Gardner rejected it. I imagine that is because he has no money in his treasury. He's spending all of it. Influx of nobility could be good because I need money to bolster my army, so we'll actually take influx of nobility. And then repair this, and then I can retrain the cell swords. So the few men that died, relationship worsened with Lannister. I guess Lannister is, since they're allied, they're not very happy. That means that I can bolster, with the money I got from that, I can buy more troops here, which I then can use in my war here in the north, and also secure this area against possible attack from House Bolton. But then it's this at Willow Wood. Yes, the siege that we just conducted was Appleton. Very good. And now it's the siege of Willow Wood. Let's charge forth. This one is a little bit, it's a bit bigger battle. The commander is not as good. Gullion, Prince of Storms. Wait, is he the Lord of Yornwood, wealthy trader? Let's see. Heir apparent. The next leader of his people, Prince of the Stormlands. Okay, so if my current king dies, this guy will take over. And he was the Lord of Yornwood. So he does. Yornwood was the place I sold, so he has nothing. He has a mistress, mixed loyalties, good racer. He's not a great character, is he? I mean, Durrandon would be a much more fitting, what's it called? Heir to the throne than this guy. Crappy weather. Yes, nice weather. we will attack. Catapult in the front. I will place my crossbowmen in front of the catapults. Then we'll deploy stakes. Then we'll have the archers behind them, spread out. Ceasefire. And then we have all of our infantry behind. And then the general, which apparently is the heir apparent. Let's start the battle. Let's go ahead by opening a hole in the wall. We're gonna open 2 on either side. He's got quite a lot of he's got archers on the wall, quite a lot of them, and then we got more archers, and we got archers. No, we got spearmen over here, and then we got light cavalry, spearmen, swordmen, heavy cavalry. I'm not entirely sure how much damage we're doing to the wall, but you can see that a little bit has been broken there. A few pieces of the wall have opened up. We're gonna just pelt the wall for a bit. Keep that on until we can break through. There we go. Maybe we should actually aim for the exact hole there. They're moving back the pikemen that they had back here. We're about to open up a hole in the wall. Boom! Just a little bit more, and we are through. It's a quite quiet siege at this point. I mean, some people have died, so maybe not too quiet, but comparatively, it's quite quiet so far. A sort of eerie quiet, because there's gonna be a lot of people gonna die today. Let's see, can we break through here? Miss, and kinda hit. Oh, we hit something through here. Oh, this poor peasant, his house was burnt down. Come on, open up a hole here then, so we can focus on this side of the wall and open up a hole there. Boom! That was a direct hit, but still not broken. Oh, come on. Just a little bit more. Come on, you know what? How many percent can it really be to put this little part that stands here? I mean, you can sort of walk through, or maybe crawl in through there. There we go. Now it's broken. We've got a hole through the enemy's wall, but to make sure that we can get through, we're gonna need 2 of them. And also, as the enemy retreats off the wall, I'm hoping to stay away as much as possible from the archer towers, so they don't deploy at them. The archers is not so much my concern as the infantry, because I've got tons of archers. So an archer fight, I'm more than capable of winning. It's the melee fight which I'm a bit worried about. Let's see if we maybe can, for the last part, we can open up the gate as well. Boom! There goes that part of the gate, or part of the wall. And now we can see about shooting at the gate. And then maybe I should start to open fire with the archers. If we take the archers on this side and open fire on them, and then we take these archers on this side and open up on the general. And we start. Oh, all the bows come through, and they come in a good angle because they come straight in like that, and they seem to be more deadly than the ones that comes from above. And that unit is losing a lot of men. I'm not sure if we will be able to open the gates, and maybe the catapults would be better used against actually trying to shoot some of these units instead. This unit is getting absolutely massacred. I think it started at 140 or something along those lines, and they suffered about half of their men now, casualties. The enemy has lost 12% of their army. So far, I have lost none. I'm not entirely sure we will be able to break through the gate, but we'll damage it quite a bit. Because we don't have enough. You know what? I could reposition the catapults to maybe shoot through one of the holes instead. Hold your fire and then move over there. And then I think we need to retarget these archers. I think there was these four units that were firing at them, because there's not a lot left of them. So fire at that unit instead. And we've done a good number on those men. How about we shoot at some weaker targets? 28 men left. Yeah, well, they still get quite good hits here in the back. The catapult is sort of ready. Let's see if they can fire in through that hole and hit some people with some flaming barrels of pitch or whatever it is they're firing. And he flies through and hits the little house instead and sets it on fire. Kind of a boring battle, but I need to make sure that I have a lot of men left, because we have to think about the enemy might retaliate against us. Might retaliate. Well, they what I mean is not, of course they're gonna retaliate in some form or fashion, but what I mean is against this specific army. Okay, these guys are quite broken down. Let's see if we can focus in on this region maybe, by having everyone fire on them. See if we can get everyone to sort of shoot in through here and cause massive amounts of casualties. The enemy's lost 28% of their force at this point. Are they marching back into the center of town? Not entirely sure. Or are they just, yeah, they're just moving around a bit. It's good. It's a good thing to do. Just move around a bit and die as you go. What's that guy doing? He's drunk, but given the fact that he's got the great army of Durrandon outside, I might be drunk as well. Oh, what's this? What's this? High March Light Cavalry charging out. Okay, these two will go back, run back. Everyone else will open fire upon them, including the crossbowmen. Run back, you fools!
We're under attack!
Oh, they're just standing there now. I didn't think the AI would be I was gonna say clever enough to charge out, but I mean, if they've contacted with my archer, they might have actually done something instead of being slaughtered. The mighty captain, he thought, you know what, I'm gonna send all these men out to see what that can accomplish, and clearly it accomplished 0. Catapult is out of stones. We're looking now at what we need to do to secure victory, and the heavy cavalry needs to go. And then it's just continuing focusing on the units, and then we can see about sending in the infantry to break down the enemy. Oh, we got one of our units have marched a bit too far forwards because these archers are firing at them, so why don't you run towards the center? It might be easier as well to coordinate your archer fire as well. I thought it looked like these guys were preparing to fire. The archers coming off the wall, which is a good thing. It's a bad thing for them. We're damaging these guys a lot, but the best thing is really to get fire going through these open holes. And I think it's time we sent forwards the crossbowmen to get them within firing range. And then we might see about sending forwards our infantry. Gonna focus on this unit right here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna split these up into we're gonna have the swordmen come through here. We're gonna have the spear sergeants go through there, and then we're gonna have the pikemen. We can have one on each side, one going for each side, and sort of starting off and holding off the entire enemy force. These guys are out of shot. Archers falling back. Well, it's time. I think that we strike. Swordmen forwards. Where's the pikes? Drop your pike formation, run forwards there. Spear sergeants march over there. Open fire, crossbowmen. Rain down fire upon the enemy. Okay, so we got 2 units out of fire. 3. They're out of arrows. This is really the sizable unit, so we need to take that one down a bit. I think the pikemen can really probably stop our advance in through. Form spear wall. Advance to strike our foes. Archers hold and then pick your own targets. Preferably targets that is not going to be attacked. by our own men. Ah, the spearmen are over here, or the pikemen are engaged. And they're fighting over here as well. You know what, I probably should have sent the spearmen over here, but I had no real idea which side these guys were going to go at. But right now they're fighting the pikemen. So hopefully that will do well. I'm actually doing not so well. These guys getting surrounded. We'll get the spear sergeants to come in around. Hopefully that will work. And then the Breakland swordsmen will charge in. We'll have one going for this little unit. We have some men routing on this side. The building was captured. They broke and fled on this side. Charge through. Yeah, the enemy is breaking. All of them are breaking apart. And so the infantry can safely advance. I want the crossbowmen now to do sort of standard formation and get in there to open fire. Then the 2 archer units that still have fire needs to go up there. And still have fire. Still have bows. And then we need the general to come in around and go in through the back. Our men are now attacking the archers. Everyone forwards! Keep up the momentum. The crossbowmen, once the crossbowmen are in, they should be able to deal with the guys back here. And I'm sending the general in, and he will go around. And he can do a couched lance charge in the back of the high march archers. And so we'll get rid of them. My longbowmen are returning fire in towards the center of town. We'll see where the arrows land. Not entirely sure. Here they go. General is coming around. And he needs to line up back here. It's only archers, but I'm not entirely sure why we're having so much trouble getting through this. Forwards, men! Forwards! Thing is, they're not even fighting back. They're still sort of shooting their arrows at us. Are the crossbowmen firing? Yes, the crossbowmen are now firing as well. Where is the general? Ah, you blasted fool! He went he went around. Now the archers are fighting in melee combat. The soldiers here are really taking a lot of damage. So far, the enemy has lost 74%. We have lost 11%. I should really maybe look at firing at the men-at-arms there. Continue on and make ready to do your charge. Oh, this unit. I forgot to mobilize you. Come in. Go in through there. Maybe you can come around as well. What do we have in the back? Interesting how they formed like this. Is there some special thing that I don't know about? The fight here has slowed down into a slow grind. So it might be very well that I'm sending this unit. come around here. First of all, take out the light cavalry. Get rid of them, and then we can see about getting a proper charge into the rest of them. They're moving the men back. I'm not entirely sure why, but maybe it's because I'm closing in there. That means that I can continue forwards with the rest of the men. Forwards to glory. Okay, so we gained ground there. Oh, the general managed to win in that fight. But I want a couch lance charge in. So we're gonna retreat from that. And then prepare to renew our attack. Line up good. The general has not lost a single man from his bodyguard. Should be going nicely into that one. Crossbowmen, they cannot reach the men up there, which is would be the preferable targets. Charge. Now this time it's against braced spears, so not an ideal target. And since they're in the town square, they won't actually retreat, so we're gonna have to slaughter them to the man. At this point, the enemy has lost 94%. We've lost 16. Where's that unit? Oh, it's made it all the way over there. I'm gonna make it over there. Sally forth! Run! Gain ground on the enemy. We need to bunch up a bit more. Use our superior numbers to attack them. Time for the crossbowmen to hold their fire. The general has completely slaughtered the enemy force. And now we will continue into the few men-at-arms that are standing over there. We've got a single man-at-arm right there. And we have control of the inner courtyard because we have more men in there. And let me slay the last of you. The enemy general has fallen, or the captain, in control of the castle. 100% of the enemy force is dead. Well, they've got two guys fighting still. I lost 18% of my force in this battle. Clear victory goes to only men of virtue and valor. Victory! The town is ours. Gillian, Prince of Storms, he lost 15%, which was 369 men, while the enemy lost their entire force. We do not sow the words of House Greyjoy. With that old funny fellow right there. Willow Wood has fallen and will do influx of nobility, and this right will not be allowed under our rule. He gains command and he gains dread. Relationship worsens. We'll repair the castle. We cannot replenish faith militer, or the faith militia. Interesting. Wait, does he have that sword through his leg? It almost looks like it. And this guy looks like he has it through the other guy's hand, but the fate, public order bonus due to law minus. Okay, so but warriors' sons, poor fellows. The faith militia. Why can I recruit them here? Is it because of the fact that we've got? Yes, these regions, of course, are not. Yeah, they're old gods. So we could go ahead and do some fate militia here. Gonna build this to make sure that I see what's going on, and then I'm gonna move back. You know, the army is more or less more intact, so unless it draws together a bunch of troops, he's not gonna be able to succeed here. The only thing he has going for him then would be the Lannisters to send their men down to deal with me. Now, because I got some more cash from raiding that place, I can recruit some more people down here to increase my pressure in this area. And then we need to see about increasing the pressure in this area as well. And yes, I've conducted my 2 battles. And now I need to send messengers, and that's gonna take a while, so I'm gonna just... What I'm gonna do is, like last time, I'm just gonna show you when I've done with the message rather than the process of getting through the entire message. But through all of it, there's no more moves to make. Well, these guys need to be moving towards Hasty Hall. Yes. Here we have the first message that is going off to House Gardner, and I will read it. Honored King of the Reach is Isildur. I think he might have died though, but I do not know that, so I'm gonna refer to him as Isildur still. I believe that is the name he calls his king. I will join my allies, House Martell, in the war against you. I intend to settle a score with you. Ever since the Battle of the Bronze Gate, I have looked for revenge, and now I shall have it. However, the heathens of the north creep ever closer, and with their conquest of the Vale, I, unlike my father, Durrandon the Sixth, am willing to see peace restored in our time. Signed, the Storm King Durrandon the Seventh. So, I detail the fact that at some point, I'm not entirely sure I want to completely destroy him, or I want to keep the line open. I'm not entirely sure if I can convince Martell though to slow down in his conquest. I'm not entirely sure how he wants to play this, but I'm not necessarily. I want to just make sure that you know, I don't have right now. House Gardner isn't as much of a problem as they used to be. Used to be the fact that they were so much larger than me that I was very fearful of them attacking. But looking just how skillfully some of the other players are playing, I would say the 2 real main adversaries, or like the 2 most skilled players, is Martell and Bolton, it seems. And so I would rather make sure that I keep my alliance with Martell and that in some way reduce the power of the Boltons. So this is the message I send to House Gardner. Let's see, send. Right, now I'm gonna conduct some other letters. And so here we have the second letter, which is going off to House Bolton. House Bolton. You mean to say that your war is as just as my war against House Gardner? That is not so. since I cannot imagine that you have suffered the same loss as I did at the Battle of Bronze Gate. I know that in the north you like to keep things simple, and so I will make it very simple for you. There will be no more than trade between us, and as long as you stay on your side, I see no problems in the future. Signed, Storm King Durrandon the 7th. And send. Now, I think we're gonna keep it at those messages for now. We'll see how this goes, how this continues. Anyways, time to end the turn, and so over to House Gardener, and I'll say as I always say, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!